Good morning. Happy fall, y'all. It's officially fall, and I'm so happy. I taught my little girls how to say happy fall, y'all, and it's the cutest thing ever with their little accents when they say it. I can't even do an impression of it because it's like so cute. All right, just about to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, and my husband's calling. Bub, I'm on my Facebook Live already. You have a question real fast?
Yeah, I have a shipment here saying it's not available to go to this country.
What country is it?
AF.
Is the last name Sanders?
No.
Okay. I'll look at it when I'm done.
Alright, I'll just leave it.
Okay. Love you. Bye, babe. Okay. Sorry about that. I jumped on here a little bit early because I wanted to tell you that I didn't get to take pictures. I was trying to take pictures. There's a lot going on. Of course, y'all know. Those of you who have the crazy stuff going on at your house, which I feel like is the majority of us. But anyway, I was trying to get good pictures of what we're going to do so I could like post a thing for you and tell you what products to grab. And I didn't have a chance to, but we're doing something really cool today. And you're going to need some Cateye gels. So if you want to take a moment, you don't need a lot of stuff today. We're going to be working on black nails to do this technique, black nail tips. So if you have some black nail tips or you want to grab your black gel polish, we're going to need black nail tips today. I will be working with the matte top coat. I'm just going to use white Cateye and I'm going to color it using glass gels. So you have the option, like if you don't have Cateye gels and you're like, wow, I love this technique, I want to get some Cateye gels. It's a good idea, like if you're on a tight budget and you just want to start somewhere, buy the white Cateye. The white Cateye is awesome. And it's very versatile, especially if you have glass gels or inks or any of like the see-through stuff. Oh, hey Denise, that's so exciting. I know the Fun and Fancy like nail event in Massachusetts was over the weekend, so that's really cool. It looked like I saw all the pictures. It looked like everybody had an amazing time. Rosanna was there representing Wildflowers, which was awesome. So she had like a little Wildflowers booth there. And she did a couple of classes and had some awesome, like people were posting and tagging us. So that's amazing if you were at that event. Rosanna loves doing booths at shows, and obviously if you know her, she loves people so much. And I said to her, I was like, girlfriend, why don't you do a booth at Premiere for us? So she is going to do a booth at Premiere this year for Wildflowers, and I couldn't be more excited about that. So I feel like this was kind of like her warm up, just to get used to running the like the software when you sell things and work out all of the little like glitches and kinks. So she was able to do that at the show. So, oh, thanks. You love my ponies. I was just feeling fun and playful today. So we're going to do a really fun technique, you all. This week, our theme is trend art. So trend art is where we sort of like figure out what's going on and what's trending right now. Or sometimes we're like, we're going to start a new trend because we just, we like to think of ourselves as trendsetters, even though we may or may not be. I feel like you can't really control the trends. We can try to push out stuff and make it a trend. And then there's other times where we're like paying no attention and something just becomes viral and everybody is doing it. It's like so weird. So anyway, but we did do like a poll. Erin was able to post like a little poll over on our Facebook channel and say like, hey, what do you guys think is trending right now? We got a lot of really good responses. So thank you if you're one of the people who responded to our question. Letting us know what you feel is trending right now in the nail industry. That really helped us to figure out what we're doing with our education this week. I found something last night that I thought was so cool and super trend worthy, and nobody really mentioned it. And it was after I talked to, we have our little creative team meeting. So it was like right after I talked to Erin and Jotana, and I just happened to be like scrolling around and I found something and I was like, wow, that is so, so cool. So I want to tell you and kind of show you the nail artist that this is like a thing. We do like to credit people because, you know, I feel like anybody who comes up with something really deserves to be credited, at least to some degree. And I know sometimes more than one people think of something cool, and then sometimes somebody does something cool and somebody else grabs it, and that's what catapults it to make it really cool and popular. So I first saw the technique from a nail artist on Instagram, and I'll flip the phone over and show you who it is if you want to give them a follow. I'm just going to give them like a quick shout out, but I don't know what country they're in. I'm going to guess Russia, Poland. The letters are not, it's not like the English alphabet. It looks, I don't know I don't know how to describe it. It looks Russian. I mean, I don't know if it's Russian or not, but it definitely is like from somewhere over in that region. So anyway, she posted it, but then like I saw someone else had posted it who did it back in like 2018 or 19. So I have a feeling that this person probably was the first one to do it. So anyway, I always want to like shout out and credit, is it acrylic? Am I saying that right? Acrylic, yeah. I always want to like try to shout out and credit the person who I think like maybe did it or did it first or whatever, because we'll copy stuff and people will still think that we did it even when we try to give people credit. So just an FYI, like this isn't my technique. I didn't come up with this. I saw it, someone else did it. I'm just trying to sort of break it down and help make it a little more fundamental because I feel like it's such a good one. It's such a good one for fall. It's a really good one for fall. And it'll be really cool. I think your clients will love it because it's just really like neat. It's a very neat. So anyway, we're doing some fall leaves and we're going to do them with the Cateye. And before we do that, I just wanted to give a shout out to Chelsea. Chelsea is one of our master artists and she won a competition. I don't know if it was at the Fun and Fancy Nail event. It was somewhere and it was a competition and she posted her picture. So congratulations to Chelsea on your victory. She's super talented. We at Wildflowers take no credit whatsoever. She just happens to be a master artist with us. But I feel like she has just natural talent exuding from her. And so all the credit, of course, to Chelsea, who did an amazing work of art and won her competition. So we just want to tell you, Chelsea, that we're so proud of you and we support you and we love you and we think that you're just amazing and an amazing artist. So those of you who know Chelsea, I think her last name is Scanlon, Scanlon, I'm pretty sure. I might not have it exactly perfect. Let's just look her up real quick. Chelsea. Yeah, this first one. Can you see it? Right there. Chelsea Scanlon. If y'all aren't friends with her, friend request her. Let me see if her, where was this? Oh yeah, it was in Massachusetts. First and second place at our nail art competition. So yay, Chelsea. So proud of you, Chelsea. I love when I see you all go and do stuff and win and even not win. I mean, it's cool just to see y'all get out there and compete. For those of you who've never competed before, like I love competitions, not because I'm competitive, because I'm really like not that competitive. I can be competitive, but typically I am not. I just really love the way competitions push people out of their comfort zone. So maybe we'll start doing some little competitions at Wildflowers just for fun, but there's a lot of competitions and thanks, Leisha. There's a lot of competitions out there and, there's a lot of like judging methods and a lot of like, you know, rules and regulations, and some are very in-depth and very detailed and very serious, and some are like more just fun. Some competitions are just like totally corrupt and some aren't. And that's just how competitions are. And I think once you've been around the block for a while, you kind of just realize that at the end of the day, the benefit to competing isn't for you to like win something. It's great when you do, but the real true benefit to competing in nail competitions is really just to push yourself, to learn new skills, and to, you know, even like just practicing being under pressure is good, I think. So it definitely has way more benefits than just winning or losing. So I think like next top nail artist, from Nails Magazine, CMD's like the main sponsor of that competition. That's a great one too. So there's just like so many competitions out there. So if you ever enter, just know that like if you're part of the Wildflowers family, you don't even have to be a master artist, but like if you're part of, you know, the Wildflowers people who follow us or whatever, and you're competing, like let us know, because we love to cheer for you. And we'll vote for you. If it's like an online voting competition, we'll try to vote for you and all that stuff. Oh, thanks, Leisha. Yeah, we're pushers here. We love to push you guys to try new things. I'm so excited about this technique. So before I get started, one more quick thing. Our theme this week is trend art. So you can do hashtag WF trend. If you're going to tag us on your stuff this week, you don't have to do the stuff we're doing. However, we love to see you do it and even like take it and put your own spin on it. We have restocked several things, and I'm getting the website updated. So we were out of metallic top coat for literally like a day. It was so good. It was like we ran out, and then like the next day the shipment came. It was beautifully orchestrated. Never happens like that ever, you guys. So we were out for like maybe one day. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's a great compliment, Nikki. Thank you. Yeah, I know. Like when I was working in the salon, the biggest issues I faced were like always having something new to do for my clients. And that was stressful because every week they would want something like different, something new, something different, something new. And it was like, rah. So, oh, that's amazing, Nancy. I'm proud to hear you say you entered a competition. Everybody should do it at some point. And like, really, who cares if you win or lose? Like, it's all about the experience. Truly, truly, it really is. Like, I'm even open to like entering competitions now. I used to feel this pressure because like I own Wildflowers. Like if I go and compete and I don't win, like what are people gonna think of me? I'm supposed to be amazing. And now I'm just like, psh, that's not even the point anymore. Like I would go do it just to fall on my face, just so that I could learn stuff. I mean, really, I value education so much. So anyway, all right, so we were out of top coat. We have it back in. There's plenty of top coat gel. There's plenty of matte top coat. There's plenty of top coats. So we're good on top coats. Now the reflective gels, the flare reflective gels were out for a good, like probably 4 weeks. We've been out of several colors. Good news is we have them in stock. We had our manufacturer like really check the formula well, and do like further testing on it, because we had some people saying like it's a little on the thick side. I'm not sure if it's like, and it wasn't that there was a problem with the formula. I'm used to having it on the thick side. So like I've gotten used to working with it thick, but we did have them sort of take a look at the formula to see if they could thin it out just a little tiny bit to make it just a little easier to work with. And they did. So they got in there. That's what took so long for us to restock it. So they went in there, they kind of tweaked the formula just a hair, just to change the viscosity a tiny bit on it, like a tiny bit. So hopefully, because you know, when you guys like voice your opinions or whatever, we do listen to you, and if we have the opportunity to like try to make changes or do whatever, we do. So there's that. Another thing that finally came in, we have our forms. I don't even have any right here. I've been playing with them all weekend. Our clear forms and our paper forms are both now available in packs of 100, which lay like flat. I'm scouring the room to see. They're probably down in my bedroom. I bring stuff like from the warehouse down here to the house, and then I leave them in my bedroom. But our forms are available in 100 packs. So they're the Try Me 100 packs. So if you're someone who like uses forms, but you don't want a whole roll of 100 forms, you can buy the Try Me pack. That's 100 forms. It's like $12. So there's that. Adela, you can always rewatch our lives. They live over on our Facebook page. So if you're not able to watch, don't worry, you can watch it later. So the forms are in, thank God. That means we're finally able to build our sculptor build kits. So if you're someone who is taking the sculptor build course, learning how to actually like extend and build nails with proper structure, learning how to extend and build nails using tips, how to do it using forms, how to do pink and whites, how to do glitter fades, like that's a great course, especially if you're a beginner starting out. And we're finally able to build those sculptor build kits again because the forms have finally arrived. So those are back in stock. I want to say we have maybe 22 kits that we built in the last couple weeks for those. And we have white build in a bottle that now comes, you know how we started putting like these color caps on stuff. So the white build in a bottle is here. It now comes with a color cap on it. So we have those that have come in. And I'm trying to think, the Flare Reflective Gels, I may not have the numbers updated on the website yet for the Flare Gels, but I'll get them updated ASAP. Yeah, Alicia, it's the Sculptor Build online course. And it's probably one of the best online courses I've ever written and recorded. I want to say it's only $99 for the course, and I feel like it's like 14 hours of education that you can access and you can watch and like work your way through little bit by little bit at your own pace. If any of you are taking online courses, the best way for feedback is to just make sure you've joined our Wildflowers Technique and support page. Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, I feel really good about that course. I feel like that course was like really, I was very passionate about it when I was recording and putting it together and doing it. And I wanted to like make sure I covered everything. So we cover like how to put on forms properly, depending on the shape of the nail, how to cut your form properly, like to fit if the nail's like weird or straight or really curved or like, we cover all of that. We cover like, I think some basic nail shapes, like the most common shapes and all sorts of stuff. So it's a really great course. So anyway, if y'all have any questions about our online courses, or if you want to learn more or see more about what our like paid online courses are, you can just go to our website, wildflowersnails.com, click on something. Let me look. It's been a minute since I've been on the website from the front end. Wildflowersnails.com. So these three little thingamajiggers, click those. And there is one called classes. You click on the one that says classes. And then if you scroll down, this one says learn online. I have a feeling all the classes listed here are going to be online at the moment because I'm not doing any in-person classes right at the moment. We're gearing up. We're finally, thank you guys for being so patient. Right there it is, Sculptor Build Online Class. It's $149. Pro Certification Course $149. So you can click on that and then it'll tell you all about it. There's an introduction and it's 22 video units and there's over 12 hours of content. There's diagrams, PDFs, like it just covers so much. Like there's a zillion bullet points of this is all the stuff that it covers. So it's really a lot. So yeah, if you're like, I really need a good foundational class to just learn how to build good nails. The great thing about the course is that even if you're working with like acrylic or another brand, it still is teaching you, I mean, how to apply forms applies regardless of whether you're using acrylic or hard gel or like a poly gel type product. It doesn't matter. Putting on forms is putting on forms. So it's not really going to make much of a difference. Same thing with structure. It doesn't matter what you're building the nail out of. The structure is like, how am I using my eyes to look at this nail? Because I feel like in school, most of us are just like, I think that's good. And then we just move on. I really break down, there's, I think, 17 points to have like a properly structured nail. And I break down like all the major ones to make sure that when you're finished with your nail, like, you know how to hold your finger to look like this is the apex right here. And this is like the lower arch right here. And this is the upper arch right here. And like the different zones and stuff like that. You have to look at your nail. Sorry, y'all have to learn how to look at your nail this way. I don't know if I can like hit that to make it focus, maybe. Anyway, you have to learn how to look at your nail this way to look at like the shape on the upper, the underneath C-curve. You also have to learn to look at your nail this way. Can y'all see that? Let me, oh wait, I hit the wrong spot. Anyway, it's not a very good background color, but do you see like the shape this way? So there's ways to actually look at someone's nail when you're doing the nail to see all of this stuff. Because if you don't know how to look at it, then you're just like do with your file and you're like, well, I think that's good. And so anyway, that's all that. All right. Are you ready to get into it today? Huh? Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to get into our nail today. Let me flip you down. As promised, I'm going to show you this person who like came up with this technique as far as I could tell on Instagram, because that's so funny, y'all. Y'all are cracking me up when I'm like, oh, that looks good. I feel like that's like what they do though in school. It's just too much. There's too much they have to teach you and there's not enough time. So it's like things get cut from the education, and that's unfortunately probably one of the things that, you know, they're just like, we don't have time to teach you how to actually make your nail not look lumpy and wonky. We're just trying to get them to stay on. Okay, y'all. So these are the nails we're doing today. Wait, let me zoom in. And my lighting is so bad for this type of thing, but this is so cool because they're like fall leaves, but they're like kind of hidden and they sort of like pop out when the light hits it, okay? So I've got this one leaf like bam right in the middle that you can obviously see. But here's another one I did. I sort of changed up the colors on this one. But we're going to do, and I'm going to like change up my third one. This was me like just playing around, trying different things. But you know, when the light hits it, then these leaves sort of pop out. So you can do this with colored Cateye, or like I said, you can do this with the white Cateye. Before I begin, just because I told you all, let me see here. Let me see. So this was like the first girl that I saw that did it. Okay. Missy, there is an expiration date, but if you need it extended and we know that it's like you and you're not taking advantage of us, we will always extend it for you, okay? So, or yes, they sit on a chair and don't help you. So anyway, this is like the first girl. I was trying to like take screenshots that I kind of saw do this technique, and I actually really like the shape of her leaves. This is like one of the decisions that you have to make when you're doing this technique. Isn't that one cool? It's another one. So there's some inspo for you. Again, same person. So this was back in like 2019. She was doing this stuff. I got all kinds of, look, you guys, my daughter is learning how to play the drums. Is that the cutest ever? She's like down there. I can hear her banging on them. And then I saw this lady do them too, which hers are kind of like, they remind me of like grape leaves. Oh, let me see if I can get this lady's name for you. Well, it's down here. Nails, Ereshenko. Ereshenko, maybe. So anyway, if you want to follow her, she's got some really cool stuff too. So just to make sure, like, I don't want y'all to think that like, you know, I'm not the person who created this idea. But I do love the idea. So compliments to the creator, my compliments to the creators of these cool things. And so anyway, it's interesting because I did like some video with here, let me see if I can turn my flash on just to show you the difference. It's really interesting the way like the light hits it. So this is with the flash off, obviously. And I'm going to turn the flash on now. I got too much light. I'm like, wait, is the flash even on? Let me turn off some of my lights, y'all. Turn that one off. There we go. Well, I don't know if it really makes much of a difference on here. If you go in like a dark place, but there's things about this that I'm like, oh, I don't like that. I'm going to change like this, and this when I do it. So anyway, so there's that one. My flash is on my camera. You really see like a lot of these leaves on this one, but I feel like this one's a little less dimensional. And so there's some things that like happen when you do this nail, okay, that you have to sort of take into consideration. And so we're going to walk through this together. So this is, you like my little, I love Jesus. This is how I like keep track of which one is the newest bottle. But anyway, this is the Wildflowers matte top coat. It's tack free. It's an awesome matte top coat. So just working with on my nail tip holders, black nail, got it stuck there. I know, isn't it exciting? As soon as I saw it, I was like, man, we have everything we need to do that. Like, let's go for it. You don't have to make the nail matte, but I'll tell you this. When I'm painting with something sparkly, it really helps you to see it better. So if you're someone who kind of struggles to see, which I feel like is, like a good part of us, a good chunk of us out there might be struggling to see. I feel like once you reach the age of 40, something happens with your eyes. It's kind of crazy. And then you can't really see that well anymore. So if you're going through that, I feel like I'm about to. I can definitely feel my eyes starting to change a little bit, and I'm not excited about it. This is the Wildflowers Cateye gel, and this is just our white cateye. If you use the white cateye, it just like silver translates as white basically to the eye, and that means that you can come over with any of our glass gels and turn this like any color you want. So you have a lot of options. Your other option is you can put ink over top of it as well. So that's always an option. Or you could just use one of the colored cat eyes if you're like, I really like this color and I'm sure I'm not going to want to change it. So those are your options. I have been painting my leaves with the indigo brush. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my leaf. So I'm going to make my first leaf. And let's do a maple leaf, you guys. I feel like I should look at a maple leaf first before I attempt to do this. I feel like it's got like one in the middle, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Let's go for it. We're just making this extra complicated. So we have like one here. Just gonna make this sort of my middle line. 1, 2, 3. I feel like a kindergartner right now. 4, 5. That's like a kindergartner. Okay, and now we'll actually make them kind of pointy. I can hear my daughter down there drumming. Isn't it so exciting when like you have a kid and they kind of discover something that they're passionate about? I'm so happy for her. Drums. I don't know if any of you have ever like drummed or tap danced, but I feel like it's like a challenge, because you're trying to like get your brain and your body to like coordinate to a rhythm, and some people are just like, oh, this is too much for me, it's frustrating. And other people are like, challenge accepted. I'm going to sit here until I figure out how to do this dance step, or I'm going to sit here until I figure out how to get this beat perfected. And she just like got bit by the bug. And she'll like take a break for 10 or 20 minutes, and then I'll hear her pounding on the drums again. I taught her like a pretty complex beat for her first one that she's learning. And plus she's learning English, so like when she counts like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, right? She's like, I'm like, is it happening in Spanish in your head or is it happening in English? Like, uno y dos y tres y cuatro y cinco y seis y siete y ocho y uno. Like, and she's like, I think it's Spanish. And then she's like, no, wait, I think it's English. And I'm like, oh my God. It's because I'm trying to help her, you know? So I'm like trying to count for her, but I'm like, and then she's like, just do it in English. And I'm like, okay. So here's my little maple leaf. It's definitely not a perfectly shaped maple leaf, but I don't really care too much. Now, here's like optional thing you can do right now is if you really want to get in here, you can use like your fidget stylus or one of the dotting tools to get in here. I'm just looking at my dotting tools to get in here. And if you want to like sort of scrape out, some people like to go in now because I've seen this done like I said, a couple times. So, and both people that I kind of saw do it use different techniques, but some people want to just go in now and use something to scrape away before they start like manipulating the Cateye gel. And other people want to go back and paint with black. And I've done both. This is like an oak leaf that is confused. Okay, hold on, pause. I live in the woods, you guys. You think I would do this better, living in the wilderness. I feel like I need to go on a field trip outside to my backyard. Okay, where was I? Oh, that's better. Okay. All right, I feel a little bit better about this maple leaf, okay? Anyway, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Cateye magnet. So what I wanna tell you is do this in 2 layers. You're gonna have your layer of like Cateye stuff that's like up in the front row, meaning like closest to you on that plane. And then you're gonna have your stuff that's like kind of in the background a little bit. So I recommend like working on the stuff that is going to be like up in the front. And what I'm doing with my magnet, so I came in this way, trying to get this like just nice and bright. I want the light to really like catch it well. And when you sort of slide in beside it with the magnet facing you, you can kind of watch what happens and watch like the brightness. Do you see it sort of moving? Can you see it moving? See it moving around? So I do want to have the top one like pretty bright. And we can, and don't be afraid to come in here and like manipulate it a little bit, okay? Because it is cool if it does have like a little movement to it. Some people, you can turn your magnet. Let me show you a couple things really fast. Some people like to like slide their magnet out like this a bit. And if you come in this way, it'll sort of make like a line. So just be careful. If you've never worked with Cateye gels before, it might be a good idea to sort of like fool around with it a little bit first before you make any, before you cure it. Okay, so like get in there and sort of mess around first. I want this to have just a little more something when it moves. Okay, I like that. I feel like that's cool. I want it like when I turn it one way to not be bright and when I turn it the other way to be like really bright, okay? So I don't want it to just be bright from every angle, so I am kind of like fooling with it. And then I'm going to cure it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another like half leaf or 2 on the same plane. So meaning like when I see, when I see this leaf right here, I want to see another leaf or 2. And that's something on this one that I really didn't do. When I turn to the side, I can actually see like 2 or 3 leaves sort of pop out at me. So it's sort of a matter of like figuring out when the light hits it, what plane is it going to be on? So that's the part that can sometimes become a little bit confusing when you're doing this. So this one's frozen. So like if I get in here with the magnet, nothing's going to move, which is fantastic. We don't want anything moving. And I'm going to do another like part of a maple leaf, maybe like right here. So this will be the top. There we go. Been a minute since I've done a maple leaf. And of course, if you feel the need to, you can always come in here with like a smaller brush. That way, like if you really wanted to, for example, get a nice edge on this or a nice little point up at the top. This is just the gold brush. So you can come in there and sort of make sure. Make sure I've got a nice point on it. Also make sure you have enough gel because when you're painting these things, yeah, you caught us. We are right in the middle of trying to make some maple leaves, and it's been a minute since I've done maple leaves, and I'm still feeling slightly confused. I feel like I need to go outside and look at my backyard. Anyway, so there's my first maple leaf. I'm going to come in here and just try to scrape that out. My other option is to come in and just use like black gel paint, which is another great option. Okay, so there's my other leaf. So what we're trying to look at is, okay, magnet facing towards me, coming kind of close, and then from the other side also coming in kind of close. And what we want to see is like when we turn this in the light, we want to see these two acting like kind of similarly. And it's just a matter of kind of like playing with your product to get it to do like exactly what you want. Ooh, I like that. I like it. Okay. Because when I look at it straight on, I can sort of see the tips of it, but the second I start to turn it, then I really can see, I can see more of like the, ooh, I don't know, maybe just a little more over this way. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. Disaster ensues and I become an art spaz. I feel like that's the world that I live in, the art spaz world. Okay, so, and once you get the hang of this, I feel like once you do a couple of these, what is all over this? I feel like once you do a couple of these and kind of like get the hang of how things are going to like go, then you're just going to be like, okay, I got this. And you'll be able to bust this out on like 12 clients in a row. I used to chuckle sometimes because when I would be in the salon, like I would just be having one of those days where I wasn't feeling creative. And, I would be like, watch this. I'm going to put foil on everyone today. And like, you know, the people I worked with, sometimes they would giggle and be like, yeah, yeah, right. But like, I really would. Because they would see the last person that walked out the door and I'd be like, oh, look at these, you know, and they would be like, oh, those are awesome. I want that. And I'd be like, hey. Because, you know, sometimes you're just not having a creative day, right? Not every day is like a super creative day. And that's okay. All right, so doing another maple leaf over this way. Okay, so here's something I want to tell you. Like, leave the tiniest little space. You see what I'm doing there? How I'm like not touching? I would use a dark color. Like I would stay on the dark side, Nancy, because when the glass gel goes over, especially like if you're doing glass gel over, which I would recommend doing, you're going to have the best effect of like depth and stuff from having, you know, a darker color. Okay, so here's this leaf, and here's the issue is like we don't want it on the same plane as our first leaf. Okay, so we need this leaf to sort of like disappear. When the light is hitting it, we want to like, maybe we could see the tips of it, but we definitely like this part right in here for sure needs to disappear. Before we make it disappear, let's get our lines going. I feel like I'm doing the people of Canada a disservice with my maple leaves because they just feel very off to me. So if you're Canadian and I've offended you, I apologize. I obviously need to work on my maple leaves a little bit, okay? All right. Maple leaves need some work. All right, so coming in on the left side, just like that. Coming in on the right side, just like that. And then when we come in this time, it's going to really like make stuff kind of move. Ooh, okay. Let's look at it. Still a little bright in the middle. Take my round side and come in here and just try to push this back a little. There we go. Because I really don't want it like showing up too much where it's close. Maybe it just needs a little. You really just have to kind of watch the product. Ooh, I like what that did. You just have to kind of watch the product move a little bit when you're working with it. Okay. Just need a little something over here on that corner. Okay. All right. I think I like what that did. I'll think I'll lock it. Try to just get this brightened up a bit over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I like it. All right. Curing that. And this is like practice, 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 practice. I can't tell you like enough. Practice, practice, practice. Because the more that you mess with while that's cooking, I'm going to put this on here and just cover some like basics of how to move this magnet. Because I feel like some of you who are watching maybe would benefit from just like getting a general understanding of what's going on. And I'm just going to put like a circle of product on this nail in just a second. And I'll show you just some basics of like how to move stuff around. Okay, so we're doing good. We have our bright leaf in the middle. And then as soon as we start to turn the nail, like we have other stuff popping out. Let's go ahead and add something over here. Something exciting, like just, you know, the top part of a leaf or something. There we go. Just trying to keep it kind of simple. Making sure I have enough gel. I'm going to scrape a line out of there. Or two. Just like that. And I'm going to come in from the left side. I'm going to come in from the right side. And then I'm going to come in one more time and just sort of, let's see, how do I want it to show up? Ooh, I like it. I like it just like that, actually. I like that. Okay, I'm going to cure it. So let me show you. I'm just going to put like a circle on a nail so you can see what happens here when we move our magnet. I'm trying to think, like in case you want to do eucalyptus leaves. All right. So here is a circle. All right. When I take my magnet facing me and I come in from the left, can you see that line that's like going when I move it? Okay. So what we want to do is just kind of come in there until we get like catch the edge of the shape with that bright magnetic look. Okay. We're going to come from the other side and do something similar. And as soon as we get over there, it's like everything just went whoosh, and we can kind of see a little line over here where we're catching the edge over here. So if you go on the left and then you go on the right and then you come back over here, suddenly you can sort of make the whole thing just shimmer, like one big bright shimmer. Okay. Yeah, there's so much cool stuff you can do, but it's really just about learning. Like when I get close now with my magnet, it's pushing away. Do you see it kind of pushing away? And I'm just raising up and down a little bit. So you have the ability to come in here. I can come back to the other side. I can just make the whole thing sparkle if I want, or I can come in and I can sort of push. And you want to consider like dimension when you're doing this. If I have something overlapping right here, I'm not going to want this whole thing bright. I'm only going to want the outer edge over there bright. So I can come in with the round side of my magnet and I can actually push. Do you see how I just pushed it? I can actually come in and I can kind of push my brightness over to the corner there. Okay. And I can push it over and I can actually, like, if you want to make it soft, you can just kind of slowly sort of like pull and lift off and it'll make it sort of soft looking. All right. Or if I want it really harsh, I'm going to come in there. I'm going to like hold my magnet and then like and pull it away really fast. I actually hit my magnet into the gel. Can you see that little spot down at the bottom? But anyway, that will give you sort of a harsher look. Once you move your stuff around so much, it's not going to cooperate so well anymore. It's just going to kind of like, I don't know. I feel like the stuff just is kind of like, yeah, we're here, but we're tired of playing with you because you made us tired of moving all around. And so at that point, what you need to do is if you over manipulate the product, I guess is how I'll say it. You can come in, and this is what I call just resetting your product. So just come in there with the brush, swipe through it. If you carved little lines, obviously you're going to have to recarve your little lines real fast, but it only takes a couple seconds. And then you're good to go. Another thing you can do is you can push your magnet out a little bit and you can come in, and this typically will give you just like a straight line. So can you all see the line that's forming when I have my magnet just like pushed straight out like that? It gives me a nice little line like that. So up to you. You have the circle one as well. You can come in just straight in with your circle one and it's going to give you you know, sort of an edge on that shape. Come in from the sides and start to manipulate it to like open it up a little bit or move it around a little bit. So anyway, if you are wanting to do this with the leaves, I recommend that you sort of like fool around with your magnet on just like a blob to get the hang of how to make it do what you want it to do. Does that make sense? Like, you need to learn how to be in charge of what's happening. So you need to move the light to a certain spot, or you need to move the light away from a certain spot. You need to have the ability to do that if you're going to try this look. Otherwise, you're just going to be one frustrated individual. And I don't want that for you. Nobody wants that for you. Nobody likes a frustrated nail tech. All right. I'm just going to pull a line through here. A couple lines. And then, so what I want is for this shape, like this is deciding in advance, like how I want this to go. I like for the little edges to be bright, but I also don't want it to, I don't know. Actually, let me pull my shape up a little bit. I don't want it to look like it's coming on top of anything. It still needs to be sort of in the background. So I'm kind of okay with having the edge of this be bright. And so for that reason, I'm going to use the round side and I'm going to actually come in here and sort of push. Okay, so you have to get kind of close, and do you see how it's pushing the light just to the tips of those leaves? So when I turn it this way, it's a little like kind of darker, but when I turn it this way, you can definitely see where the tips of those really kind of caught the light. Okay. So you just have to sort of make that decision in advance. Or if I'm like, it's just too bright next to this one, I can come in here and I can kind of push it away a little bit. Do you see how I just pushed it away? so that my light is sitting more or less like over in this area rather than against my leaf here. Okay. And I'm going to do another just little, actually, okay, we have to cure this first. If you can't, it's one of those things where you have to at least flash cure it in between, because if you don't flash cure it in between, as soon as you pick up your magnet, it's going to move something that you've already done. So you do have to at least flash cure it. It takes about 10, I would say 10 seconds to be able to really like stabilize the particles so that they don't move. But yeah, I like coming in side to side and then coming over one more time and just whoosh. I love the way it just brightens up the whole nail. And if I start to turn my magnet inward, I'll start to get more of like a nice thick line. And the brightness is controlled by like how I twist my magnet. So if I open my magnet up, it gets nice and bright. If I close my magnet that way, it actually starts to kind of like turn the particles. So really, the more you play with it, the more experience you'll get, and the more you'll be like, oh, okay, I got this, I got this. Okay, so one more. I'm just going to use my small brush here. I come in here and act like there's something happening in here. So there we go. Okay, pull a couple lines real quick. Okay, and so here's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm going to explain this before I do it. I'm trying to get my light to sort of just settle right in here is where I want it the most. I just want to, just kind of like this one, how it settles really deep in there. I want to sort of do something similar here. So I'm just going to use the round side of my magnet to sort of push it up and push it up and push it up. Just like that. I'm going to come sort of from this angle a little bit. And ooh, we need just a little more. It's not quite high enough in there. There we go. And then if I want to soften it a little bit, I can come in with my magnet this direction and watch what it's just going to like softly pull down just a little bit on it. But do you see how it's really bright and shiny right in that spot where I want it? Okay. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Okay, so we'll cure this and then, oh, I was like, did I just smear it? I felt like I smeared it. No. Okay, we're gonna cure it and then we'll add our glass gel. Now, keep in mind, some of our glass gel colors are really dark. So if you go on top of this with the red, expect it to be like pretty dark, which could be really cool. I mean, if your client wants it dark, but if you want it to show up brighter, yellows, we have like the Berry Glass Gel collection has sort of like a pinkish, like this one right here. It's more of like a magenta color. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this with a red and start it off kind of dark. And then if I feel like it's too dark or something, then I'll change it up. So let's make it dark and then just see what happens, because it's going to go very dark. So forewarning. Now, if you didn't pull lines through it, obviously this is where you would want to take your black gel paint. Okay, so this is our black painting gel. You want to use your pink or magenta brush to come in here. Or if you need to fix anything, if any of your lines didn't, do what they were supposed to do, you can come in there and fix it. So I've done it. This is actually the first time I've scraped my lines. The first two that I did, I just painted my lines on. So I kind of like this technique, and this is freaking cool. So here it is. Here it is without any like lightening. Okay, so those leaves, like when you turn the nail in the light, those leaves are just kind of popping. But I feel like it's just a little, oh God, it's really freaking cool, you guys. You guys have to see this in person. I'm trying to figure out how to like get my lights. Okay, there we go. There we go. Like how I'm trying to make my light do what it's doing for my eyes, because I feel like it's not, it's doing one thing for my eyes and it's like not doing what my eyes are doing when you guys see it on the camera. But this is like, it's very dimensional. It's very like cool. It's very 3D looking. And I think your clients are going to go bonkers for these, okay? Like bonkers. So just make sure that, when you're forming it or doing it, that you are like moving it around and anticipating like where you want the light to really catch. Because as you can see, like my light source is over here. I have like over here. I have one pad light on over there. Let me turn my other pad light on just to kind of play with the lighting and see if I can get this. Okay, there's my other pad light. Okay, so I turned my other pad light on too. And remember where I said like I really want to be able to see the light like catch right in this little spot right here and right in these little spots right here. So that's what's really going to pop. And you can sort of control the boldness. When I turned this way towards the light, you're seeing like that big middle leaf, the one on the bottom when I tip my nail upward, and same thing when I turn it over this way and this pad light catches it from this direction, you're gonna then see. So it just sort of depends on which way you turn it and the lighting and all of that. Now, if I feel like this is too dark, okay, if I feel like it's just a little too dark, I need to lighten it up. I haven't cured it yet. So I can come in here with my yellow glass gel if I want. And I can just, and the red is still like very wet, but I can come in here if I want. And if I want to just add some yellow to some of my leaves just to kind of like brighten up a few spots, I can do that as well. And I don't know, there you go. See when it hits the light, the way it like throws the yellow. Ooh, am I making y'all seasick? Okay. Yeah, I just feel like this could like really trend hard for fall, especially for people who like dark nails, because I feel like I'm going to go ahead and cure this. I feel like on a dark set of nails, let me turn on my other lights. I feel like on a dark set, this would be like a really cool accent nail to do. So the glass gels that I just used for this one were the red and yellow. I also used like the red and yellow on this one as well, where I did like the red, but then I just popped it with some yellow quickly so that like, when I turn it different ways in the light. And obviously you can mess with like different nail shapes, but really, just paying attention as you're doing the nail to like what part's hitting the light and all of that is important. So make sure, I'm going to go ahead and put my top coat on this. So just keep in mind, see when I put all of my lights on, it's just so bright that you can't even like see it good. Turn that light off. It's a little better. Just flipping this down to get my gel polish so I get like a nice even light line. Now, if you put your maple leaves look like pot leaves. I know. Girl, let me tell you, I have a YouTube video where I hand painted a maple leaf and I feel like I need to revisit it because it's probably 4 or 5 years old. Stacy, yeah. I mean, our glass gel is like stained glass. It's totally see-through. Ours are fantastic. It is one of our like really, really good products. So if you're looking for a good one, ours are very, very good. Like, I'll be honest with you. And our cat eyes are really, really good too. I'm very proud. Like, we have not changed the formula on our glass gels or our cat eyes ever because they're just really good. I haven't heard the same thing from other brands. So just if you already have something, great, but if you're in the market to look to buy some, ours really are fantastic. So there's what we have. And again, this is sort of like it's on the dark side. The dark side. But, ooh, I just got that one dirty. Here's another one that I did with like bigger leaves. And I left them kind of like bold looking. And here's another sort of dark one that I did too. So again, up to you. But what I will tell you is like practice the shape of your leaves, okay? Practice the shape of your leaves. Figure out which ones you're good at. And you may want to try to stick to those best you can just because you'll feel a little more confident that way when you're working on your customer. I'm actually, if you guys want to hang out for another couple minutes, I've taught the bulk of what I'm teaching. But I am going to go ahead and grab a Cateye, one of our colored Cateye gels. So we have two sets of Cateye gels. We have our original Cateye gels, and then we have a newer set. They're not new. They were new, obviously, when they came out, but we have like the original ones are in the black bottles, and then we have these ones that are in the silver. And what's the difference? Literally nothing, except for like there's a little difference in color. These ones cost more for me, but I think we just ate that and we have them all priced the same because, our manufacturer did like kind of an upgrade on the pigments, but I can't really tell that big of a difference, to be honest. I think they're both like totally fantastic. So here's one of the colored ones. This is the red gold Cateye. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of gold right now. And again, it's all about where your light's coming from and, all of that. But come in from this side, come in from that side, like that. And then I'm going to come and you're going to see the whole thing sort of just like start to... Oh God, you can't see it. That's hilarious. Wait, let me turn my light on. I'm like teaching you these things, but then I changed my light and none of it's like actually doing what it's supposed to. So anyway, the whole thing is kind of glowing right now. But again, like you can see when I come in here with my light. So if you wanted to come in with one of our already colored Cateye gels, you could totally do that. So we have them in colors. However, you don't have to necessarily do it with one of our colored Cateyes. You can always do it with the white Cateye. So I'm just going to make one leaf on here quickly because I'm just curious and I want to see what it looks like. But I really do love I love the color intensity that the glass gels give us by just like adding the color afterward. I feel like you also have a little bit more control. But, to each their own. That's the matte. Cure that really quickly. Move these. And, okay, red gold. Put some here. My favorite color I feel like of all time is actually in our original Cateye set. So maybe you have our new one and you don't have the originals. We have open stocked the originals. I think we have one in the original set called Fuchsia. Oh, and get ours. They're so good. And if you just want to start out with like a solid set and it comes with red, orange, and yellow in it, just get like the Rainbow Glass Gel Collection. It's like a set of 6. That's a great place to start. The berries are like black and then there's a really great blue. And there's sort of like a fuchsia color, but if you don't have any, I would definitely say like start with our rainbow one, or if we do sell the rainbow colors open stock, so you could get red and yellow open stock, like all by themselves if you want to. Okay, let me get a brush here. I'm like, shall I do another maple leaf? I shall not. I'm going to do sort of just a chubby little round leaf. And again, like I just added that extra blob because I want to make sure like I have really like pretty even coverage on this. Okay, so there it is. Let me turn off some of my lights here. Okay, wow, so different. The glass shells. Karen, if you're talking about the ones with the flowers that are like really, really old, we definitely don't have those anymore. Our glass gels, after we went through our flower glass gel phase, these were the ones that we came out with. We called these like the sticky glass gels, and this is still what they look like. So we really haven't changed anything. I would like to update our bottles, obviously, but I'm like, you know, when we get to the point of doing a reorder, I'll probably update our bottles. We still have a good amount of stock right now. This one too may be better. Just hand painting. But anyway, there's that one. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Closures, nervous to purchase. I'm not sure what exactly you mean, Anne. Closures and uncertainty, nervous to purchase. Karen, it sounds like our Cateyes. Ooh, there. I like it like that. Oh, COVID. Okay. Well, oh, I understand. Yeah, I don't know. Oh no, I kind of like it with the white Cateye. Like, I'm sure you could do it with this. But I feel like I just like the white Cateye on there myself. I don't know. They do have a very good shelf life too, if that's something that's concerning for you. The glass gels, they last. I would love to say they last forever. I don't think I can like legally say that they last forever, but I do have like original ones from ages ago, when we first came out with them, and they're still good. Not the flower ones. And that was why we got rid of the flower ones, was because we found that they had like a very, I just wiped that off. We found that they had a very short shelf life, and we didn't like that. If there's any way for us to, yeah, and yours probably, Karen, are still good. if there's any way for us to have a long shelf life on something, believe me, we always try to, because, you know, I don't want your product to go bad. I mean, it's not possible for the stamping gel just because of like the nature of the product and the ingredients. Like, it's not possible. And that's because there's a lot of solvents in it, and just solvents, because solvents like to evaporate, it's just not possible to have a long shelf life on that one, unfortunately. Yeah, Simi, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. I want to try something. Yeah, that's cool. Did y'all see the way I turned my magnet to do that line? I slid it out like this, and I just came like straight at it. Boom. And it gave me like a really good, line. I like it. Anyway, I know I saw that stripey one, and now I'm like, ooh, maybe the stripey one would be fun. And I've completely switched gears. We have moved away from the leaves. Let me get my other colors, y'all. Oh, and I do have both sets. I'm going to come back over there like a chipmunk. I have them all in my shirt. So these are what like our original ones look like. The gold red and the gold fuchsia in this set, oops, I'm like knocking them over now, are just a little bit different. So anyway, yeah. So we have like, plus the white Cateye, we have 13 colors available in Cateyes, and we don't sell them all separately. Some of them we keep like in a set. This one that I just opened is purple, like you can see the purple blue purple. I got that one song in my head where they're like, I'm just a happy dog. I'm just a happy dog. Because I have a golden retriever, and he's just so, well, you all have seen him, I'm sure. He can be very like, doo-doo-doo. And he like knocks stuff over with his big tail that's just swinging, and he's really kind of, like he realizes that he's like 90 pounds. He just forgets, and he'll just try to, you know, climb on your lap like a little teacup poodle or something. Oh, sorry. Did y'all miss that? Oh, yeah. Those are, Karen, those Cateyes are good. Those Cateyes are good. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. Wait, come back. Come back. Hold on. We'll reset that one. Y'all don't have to be as crazy as me. Like, okay, if you just want to make a line, all you have to do is take your magnet and like hold it like this straight over top. So you just come this way and hold your magnet there, and you'll get a line. See my line I got? I was just, you know, I watch these videos and I see other people doing stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool way to do that. Let me try that. Ooh, I like that. It's quite bold. But yeah, so the original Cateyes in like the rectangular bottles with the silver lids are the same as these ones in the black bottles, okay? And this was like the evolution of the Wildflowers Cateyes. I love this because all of our products have these like crazy evolutions that have happened. So we had this set. This was like the original set of 6 in the square bottles with the silver fancy lids. When it came time to reorder, it was kind of like, well, we're going to have to produce 10,000 of those bottles because, you know, like couldn't get the bottles again. They had run out. They had, you know, like manufacturers have like a selection of bottles, and they're like, here's the bottles you can choose from. And you're like, okay. And so sometimes you pick a bottle and then they, for whatever reason, decide not to carry it anymore. And when that happens, it's like if you want to do that bottle again, we have to produce 10,000 of the bottle, which then the bottles will belong to me and go on reserve. But I was like, do I really love this bottle? And I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a more cohesive bottle, I guess, for our brand. And so that was why we kind of just like temporarily, it was like Christmas was coming and we just needed something. So we sort of temporarily moved into the black bottles. And then I was having like a new set produced and I was like, okay, so produce the original set in these black bottles just because we needed more of the original ones. And then I was like, and then produce the new colors in the silver bottles. So that we have, you know, so we can tell the difference. And yeah, so, and then like, you know, now we're trying to add like color caps to everything to make it better. So I would say if we produce these again, we'll probably try to produce them with the color caps on them the next time we produce them. So, but we just produced more. So we'll see. This color is really cool. It is like a lilac silver sort of color, but right now it just looks like a rainbow. It's really cool. Hey, Sabine, listen, I kind of already did the demo and I'm just sitting here chatting and playing. So you probably really didn't miss much of anything. Or you probably missed the whole thing, really. I was going to say you didn't miss much. And then I was like, wait, I already did like the whole demo. Let me turn my lights on and see what this looks like with my lights on. I have a feeling it's going to look a little different. Yep. So what we did today, we're just kind of playing around with Cateye stuff. But what we did today was this like hidden like maple leaf nail. Where we have these like, they sort of hide and then when the light catches them, they kind of pop out. So I did this one live on the video. And then these are ones I was like playing around with earlier today. But just playing around with the colors that go on top and stuff like that. So anyway, I just thought they were really cool for fall. And I'm not going to sit here and bore you guys while I paint lines. Like if this turns out really cool, I'll perfect it and show you guys how to do it another week. But anyway, this week is Trend Art Week. And we're excited. We've got lots of cool things to, sorry, just move my glove here. We've got lots of cool things that we're teaching this week. So yeah, no problem. I hope you guys get to try that technique on your clients this week because yeah, use your cat eyes. Use your cat eyes, use your glass gel. I really did like doing it with the white cat eye. So if you need the white cat eye, let me say this. If you have a big budget, you could just go crazy and you could buy like both sets of cat eyes. It comes with a magnet when you buy the set. You could buy like all the glass gels and the white cat eye and you'll be amazing, okay? You could use, Nancy, any dark color will work. If you are on the complete other end of the spectrum and you're like, I have barely any money, but I really want to be able to do this technique, I'm going to tell you, buy the white cat eye, okay? Buy a cat eye magnet. And then you can buy you can buy the glass gels singly. So you could buy like a red glass gel and a yellow glass gel. And that's what I would do. And I would say all together, it's probably going to cost you like under $50. But it's definitely like, let me just say this. The red glass gel, if you have silver chrome or even the white cat eye, which you will then have, there are so many wonderful things that you can do for Christmas with the red glass gel and either silver chrome or this white cat eye. So it's going to be one of those purchases that you're going to be able to utilize now, but also when the holidays come, which we know they're right around the corner, you will be able to use that red glass gel and this white cat eye like crazy for beautiful, beautiful holiday nails. And can I just show you something really fast? Okay, if you're new to like Cateye and glass gel, I'm gonna show you really quickly. Sorry to do this, but I feel like there's probably a couple of you out there that are just like, I've never, like, this would be a purchase for me that's going to be like something new, and I don't have either of these items, and I want to know like how to just do some basic like cool tricks with them, cool nails. So I'm going to take a black nail tip, and I'm going to flip the camera down one more time really fast, and this is going to be a very fast demonstration for you. Okay, sorry y'all. It's fall, y'all. I feel like I've got every flavor of like fall coffee, like, because my family knows that I just love fall. This is my first fall in like 12 years because we lived in Florida. And so now that we're in Douglasville, Georgia, it's fantastic. There's like leaves and there's cool, brisk morning air and there's like pumpkin spice and all that. So I'm like, I'm such a white girl when it comes to the pumpkin spice stuff, and just fall in general. Like, who is it that does those funny videos? Is it Trey Kennedy, where he like makes fun of us silly white girls for just being so like, oh my God, it's fall. I'm like, that's me. But it's been 12 years, okay? So like I could act like a goof about fall. All right, so white Cateye, here we go. On a dark nail, doesn't have to be black, but you want it to be a dark color, okay? So you're gonna slap on a coat, just like this. This is such a great holiday nail. It's just gonna be plain. I'm not doing anything fancy, okay? This is just the basic of how to like utilize these two products together to make a cool looking nail. Michelle, no, just me. My sister moved on to other things a couple years back. So, okay, I'm going to take my Cateye magnet. I'm facing it towards me. I'm going to come in here from the right side just until, see that kind of bold line that I can see sort of moving. I'm just trying to kind of catch it on the edge of this. I'm going to come over. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, just that by itself is cool, right? Come over to the other side. I'm going to catch the edge of this side and see it kind of moving just on the edge. Okay. And then I'm going to come back to the other side and just sort of brighten up the middle of this nail. Okay. Some people, when they do this technique, actually like to sort of like come around here like this and come around here like this. And you actually kind of back this off of the you kind of back it away from the tip of the nail, which actually looks kind of cool if you can do it. Just takes practice, okay? It just takes practice. And then they can come this way too and sort of back it away from the back of the nail as well. Okay, look how cool that is. Ooh. Okay. You put matte top coat over it, Michelle. Okay, so that's like a really cool nail, right? Just by itself. Cure it, bam, into the light, and then we're gonna take the red glass gel and we're just gonna coat it with red glass gel. And it's gonna be such a cool nail, and you're gonna be like, I mean, it's cool because it's red for the holidays, but it actually like does stuff when you move it around. And that's what makes it really cool. Just cleaning up a bit. So I don't know if you all get so excited for the holidays and for fall, but I love the cool, crisp air. I love foraging for mushrooms. Is that like a weird hobby that I have or what? But I do love to forage for mushrooms in my woods, and I do have a fairly vast knowledge, so don't worry, I'm not going to like eat poisonous mushrooms and die. I'm not that crazy, but we have like tons of chanterelle mushrooms that grow in our forest here. And so yeah, it's one of my hobbies. Okay, so red glass gel, and you want to be sort of generous with it. Okay, so you don't want a scrapey coat. You want like a nice generous coat. Y'all, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. but bam. We don't have an orange. I'm like, I need these nails right now. But bam, but bam, but bam. Okay, I'm gonna stop the sound effects. We don't have an orange, but you can totally mix the red and yellow. And typically, like, that's what I do, and that's what I did on these. I just left the red wet, and I just, like, slapped it with the yellow. But if you wanted to get in there with an ombre brush and really, really make it an orange, you could do that. But it's pretty easy to do that. Yeah, so you get me, Leisha. You get me. It's like when you've been deprived of seasons, and then you like suddenly have seasons. It's like the best thing ever. Like every day of the week, I want to go somewhere and just order something seasonal. Like I don't even care if I don't care. I mean, I'm over summer, but like any seasonal anything, I want it. If you want to make this look like velvet, okay, that was a great question, and I will show you, okay? So I'm going to take the mat. It doesn't have the same depth when you mat it, but I'm going to take the mat and show you anyway. So I'll put the mat over top of this. It's still going to look really cool. Because it's still going to move. You're still going to see it like move in the light. It's just going to be like different. It's going to look different. It's going to lose the shiny depth that it had, but it will still move. And then like, so for example, maybe you're like, oh, I don't really like the matte look. You can always just go back and put a coat of like one of our shiny top coats over top. Or something that's actually really cool is you can go ahead and you can paint a design in, oh, thanks, Leisha. I feel like a hot mess, but I'm happy. Like, I feel like I'm not teaching anything too special, but to hear you say that makes me very happy. Okay, so here it is like velvet. Okay, so you still get you're still getting like the movement of it. It looks black this way. When you turn it in the light, it's gonna look red. But here's something really cool that you can actually do. And this is going to kind of like switch it up a little bit. Okay. So I'm just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it is kind of nice too. It's definitely like, you just have those clients that you can't do the kitschy stuff on because it's too much for them. They're like, I can't do kitschy art because it's too unrefined for their palette. Their nail art palette. Give me a second, guys. I'm just grabbing my clear puffy gel from somewhere. I have it. Oh, here it is. I have everything so spread out in this room. So something cool for the holidays that you can do is you can take the clear puffy gel. You can open the clear puffy gel. You can. I like to do this with a gold brush personally, but everybody has their brush preferences. You can come in here. You really want to load it good. So like I do poke this straight down in, and that gives me like a nice little glob. Okay. And now if I want to do some swirly whirlies. Okay. Do you see how now, like when the light moves, my swirls sort of come alive because they're shiny? So this is just another like cool little touch you can do for, again, that person who like, it's like, yeah, they like art, but they don't want anything that's going to be like screaming. They just want to keep it, I don't know, keep it vanilla. And see when it hits the light. And you can, Oh, Sammy, it just takes practice. The clear puffy gel is a no wipe. It definitely takes practice, y'all. Like, and here's what I'm going to say, like, go slow, 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 slow. Because when you start moving fast, the product doesn't come off you have to give the product time to come off the brush. And if you start moving too fast, then the product doesn't have time to come off the brush. And it just sort of like does, you know, it makes a bit of a mess. So you can do like a swirly technique with this. I'm going to like quickly just wipe and if I can find, I'm using the same dirty cotton over and over and over again. You could put, for example, any of our other, you know, like the white Cateye, you could do the teal blue glass gel, and then you can come in here and you could do it like a seashell. So when you do the seashell, you're pushing and then getting like, you know, from thick to thin with your lines. Yeah, I like to do this with my gold brush a lot, but you can't go fast. So it's not a lot of like, I've taught for so many years nail art, and there's a lot of people who just, you know, they're used to just like flicking, like being very quick, like a quick flick of the brush to do this and that. And you know what I think that is? Partly because like if you're a nail tech that started using nail polish, like you had to go fast. And so you learn to paint very quickly because your product would get like kind of gummy and gunky on you when you used it. And so anyway, this is just to show you, like, if you were doing, obviously, I'm not trying to do like a red seashell. Yeah, you could make this look like blood drips. That's a great, you guys, I love when we start like kicking around crazy ideas and you see something and you're like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, you could do blood drips for Halloween if you wanted to look like a nail that was like dripping blood or whatever. If I was going to do a nail that was dripping blood, probably, here's what I would do. Okay, so for those of you who are like, ooh, I do want to do a nail that's dripping blood. I would recommend first going in with either like clear build in a bottle, clear base coat. You could even go in, this is just like metallic top coat. And I would do your basic like drips. Oh, look at that fuzz. That's a lovely one. I would do your basic drips out of something like this just to get, oh, this is so gory. Just to get the basic shape happening quickly, because this is going to take way too long if you try to do this with the clear puffy. Okay, so just quickly like that. Okay, so there, that's actually really cool now. Yeah, and that was like insanely fast, wasn't it? Insanely fast. So I would go like this. And then what I would do is, if you're trying to really build it up, like, let me cure this because it was a great idea. So thank you. Was that Shauna that suggested that? Thank you, Shauna. That was a fantastic idea. So now what I would do is, if I wanted to really build up the texture on that, I would come in with my clear puffy and I would get in here like, and again, if you're going to get in there and pick it up, like pick it up. So don't be afraid to like get some gel on your brush. All right. And if I really wanted to raise my texture up on these, then I could come in here just to the parts that I'm really trying to like raise up. And I would just sort of touch on the edge and sort of let it just feather. Because if you get in there and you start, see now, like you can see the difference in how raised up it is. If you get in there and you really start messing around with it, then it's going to be just like too much. Or if you want to make it look like it's kind of coming in layers, to just give it a little more gore, I guess. I am not into gory nails, you guys, at all, but like this is kind of fun. I feel like this could be like special effects for like movies and stuff. But see how it's got just a little more texture to it now in case you want it extra like gory. I'm sorry. Oh my God, that's gross. But I'm sure someone out there would love this. I'm like, ew. I don't know. I guess I thought with kids that like I wouldn't get so grossed out. I didn't think I had like a sensitive whatever, like when it came to stuff. I've always been pretty like level-headed, but every now and then like my kids get me and it makes me like bleh. My 11-year-old skinned both of her knees like really, really bad. This looks disgusting. In a good way, in a great way. My 11-year-old fell. Our pool deck like is made of brick, and she fell and literally skid like 2.5 feet on her knees. So it literally looked like ground beef when we stood her up, and it was just horrible. And I was like. But anyway, okay, so there. You're going to use this, you can use it now for your leaves, and then you can use it for like, the spooky season. And then if you want to transition that over into Christmas, what great products to have in your arsenal. And primarily it's these two. And again, you can do, anything raised. It's up to you what viscosity you're looking for. I use the clear puffy gel for the really thick stuff, but you don't have to use that. You can always use, the top coat gel. You could use the metallic top coat, whatever you want to do for something like that. So anyway, I'm glad I stuck around to play just a little more. This nail is disgusting in the most wonderful way. And so I hope that you guys get to try some of this fun stuff, for, your clients and for the upcoming holidays and whatnot. These ones, I just ordered these from like Amazon actually. They're like Marcart or whatever. And these are ones that I use for practice. Bye, Stacy. These are ones that I use for practice because like I wouldn't use these for actual press-on nails for anyone because they're just far too thick here at the back end. I mean, they're very file it just a little bit, see if I can like show you. They're pretty thick. Sorry, y'all. This is like the stuff that you want to, my lighting isn't the best, but it's, you can kind of see back here. It's actually pretty thick in the back. And when they're thick, they're kind of like catchy. Nails that are actually designed to be press-on nails, like for real, are not nearly that thick in the back. Like this is one of our nails in a box. And I mean, I'm not sure if you can see, like, there we go. That's a good way to look at it. It's just very, very thin. Very thin in the back compared to, like, it's hard to see because of the lighting, but like if you look sort of towards the center of this one, you can see the thickness of it. And actually, I was going to say, if I had like do I have like a white? I'm sure I have like a white gel paint. Let me just, this is like good to know. Just so you can like actually see. There we go. Hopefully you can see that better now. Make sure I don't have it on the top, but I don't know if that really helped you see it better. But yeah, it's pretty thick back there, and it's just not ideal if you're going to put this on a human. But they're ideal for practicing your nails and your nail art because like it's nice. You don't have to waste your black gel polish making the nail black. Another thing you can do, like for example, say you have nails in a box and you're like, you know what, I just don't have anybody, like you have leftover sizes that would be great for practice. You just take some black spray paint from like the hardware store. I have to whisper it when I say it because I feel dirty. From the hardware store or Walmart or wherever, you can spray the underside of these with black spray paint. And then there you go. You have black nails to like practice stuff on. So, or if you're trying to make a display for your chromes, anything of that nature, you can totally, you can do that and it works great. So I hope you all learned and enjoyed our little art lesson today. Y'all know I love to see you every week. It just makes me so happy. You all inspire me. You just, I don't know, I always look forward to Mondays. I look forward to seeing you all. And I love seeing the stuff that you all post. Like me, Erin, and Jotana on the creative team at Wildflowers, we love to see the things that you post. We love doing these classes for you. We miss you when we're like not here. Jotana had sort of like some emergency stuff happen last week, which she's fine. But she was unable to do her live and she was like kind of tore up about it. So we'll be excited to see what she brings you all this week for Trend Art Week. And so Erin will be going live tomorrow at 11. Set your alarms. And then Jotana at 7 o'clock on Thursday. So make sure you join us for that. Please use our hashtag. We do like to feature some of our, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be like a master artist or anything like that. Thanks, y'all. Thank you so much. You don't have to be a master artist for us to feature you. Like we just like to feature anybody who plays along with us. You honestly, like I'm going to say, you don't even have to be a nail professional for us to feature you. We love nail people, nail techs, nail enthusiasts. We love you all at any level. Like if you're into nails, we're into nails, and we love that you're interested in it, and we love that you come here to learn. And I think it's so fun, and I think it's really so much fun watching someone really discover nails and then being able to be there to help them on their journey into nails, possibly as a career. It's so exciting to be there for people in that way and to help them and, to hug them when they go to school and realize that it's not what I thought it was going to be and all that sort of, what you go through when you become a professional nail technician. So anyway, we just want to say we do welcome everybody to our lives. And if you are someone who's just an enthusiast and you're not a professional nail tech and you're watching our lives or watching on YouTube or whatever, don't be afraid to comment. We're not going to bite. Like I said, the people who follow our brand seem to be very, very nice and very helpful and very kind. And I love that about all of you all. And so, yeah, if you're just someone who's unlicensed, but you're really interested in nails, feel free to comment and play along with us week after week. And, if there's anything that any of us who are professionals, can do to help you in your journey into nails, please let us know, because a lot of us who've been in the industry for a long time have so many connections. We have connections to schools, we have connections to salons, we have connections to brands. And honestly, think about this. If you're wanting to get into a career field, I just feel like there's nothing wrong with testing the waters. And buying some stuff and messing with it and saying, oh my God, you know what? This is way too much for me. I'm in over my head. Or buying it and being wow, I'm actually pretty good at this. I think I'm going to continue to go further into this field. So we embrace that and we love that journey that people go on. And I mean, there's been people that I've met who they're just, they're young and they're maybe in college and they're I don't know, I started going to college and You know, like I kind of like, I'm not sure about what I'm doing in college, but I thought like maybe I would try my hand at doing nails. I've sent them stuff, like I've sent them brushes, I've sent them like, you know, things, and they end up getting it sometimes and being like, oh my God, this is not for me. And I'm okay with that. Like we're cool with that, but we just, I don't know. I feel like we're a pretty inclusive group, and I'm proud of that. I like that we are that way, and I like being able to help people, and I feel like a lot of us out there are. We're people who like to help people. And then there are people who just like to do their own nails. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I was like that. I have had my cosmetology license since 2001. So I've had it for a long, long time. But for a long time there, like I just like doing my own nails. It made me really happy. It was like my me time where I got to sit down and actually like do something nice for myself. And I know there's people out there who do that as well. And so I think that's cool. So everybody, I love you. Take good care of yourself. If you need anything from us at Wildflowers, we are here. We're busy. We have all sorts of boxes to unpack and all sorts of things to inventory, but we are gearing up. We do have a big sale every November. So we are starting to gear up towards that sale. And in the meantime, if there's anything, the hashtag this week is WF Trend, TREND. So WF Trend. Our hashtag for like our brand is WILDFLOWERS, NAILS, Wildflowers Nails, both plural. Or as my cousin would say, wildflower snails. She pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So anyway, all right, you guys, I love you so much. So happy to see you, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and I look forward to seeing your work and possibly featuring you at the end of this week from our channel so that everybody can see and appreciate your artwork. So have an amazing, amazing week. Love you guys. Bye.